I'm the Savage of Wall Street. Welcome to my channel. Here we are once again, um, doing it live. I know it's football Sunday, and for the most part, I try to watch, my football and um, watch my team, whether we win or lose. I like to get my football on, especially during football season, right? Obviously, and I try not to make videos, but there's just so much opportunity right now when it comes to just the overall amount of stocks right now that are that are just prime for people to like have an entry point if that's what they're looking for. And I think that this is kind of the time that you want to start taking a position, whether it be long or short. You're kind of at the time when you should kind of start thinking about making such moves, right? Um, so people are always asking me, hey, Savage, uh, when would it be a good point, to start investing, right? When should I get into the stock market? Or what's the one stock that that's really prime for takeoff? And it's really hard to tell people that that's not the way it works. You kind of want to start thinking about the market in terms of taking a position and kind of watching it, right? You have to think of what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Are you somebody that wants to come in long term, and start taking a position in companies that you're willing to hold for a decade, 5 to 10 years? That's kind of the approach that I like to take. Is I like to look at companies, do my research, and figure out, where it is that I'm heavy on in my portfolio, where it is that I'm light. Um, Everyone's always talking about, having a diversified position when it comes to investing. And sometimes, you there may be a sector that you are light on or have not taken a position in, right? Let's say, just for argument's sakes, right? AI. A lot of people are taking positions in AI right now, and some people may even be overweight, right? Uh, on artificial intelligence, but then they forget to have a finance play, right? They forget that banks are out there and banks are always making money. So then, you would start thinking about maybe taking a position, in the finance sector, right? You can look at Bank of America, you can look at Wall, uh, SoFi, right? Whether you want to go digital, whether you want to go brick and mortar, old school, that is all up to you. Now, that being said, this is the time, right, when everything is in flux, and also when we're about to change administrations. So this is kind of the time that you want to start kind of putting your foot in the door, so to speak, and taking positions um, in sectors that you're light on, right? Also, if you've never invested, this would be the perfect time to start taking positions. A lot of people will tell you that the market is frothy, that it's really high right now. We're going to take a big dive. Think about the market is that a big dive, in a recession is always coming, right? It's always looming, and that's the mindset that I have. So, what am I going to have fear of? Am I going to have fear of making money? Am I going to have fear of maybe going into a stock like, let's say, Amazon or Google, right, or Microsoft, because right now it's expensive, right? Well, you have to think in terms of what is expensive. I mean, are you looking to get in at half the price right now? There's no guarantee that it's going to get to half what it is right now. Um, Whatever stock, Amazon, Google, Nvidia, we don't know. We know where it is, right? Now you can definitely say, okay, well, I'm going to wait for the stock to, you know, um, take a breather and come back down 15%. That's a good plan, right? Because we do know that you're basically, one bad week, or like realistically one really bad day in the market for a company to backtrack, 15%, 10%. That's actually normal nowadays. It never was back in the days. Back in the days, in the 80s and even the 90s, whenever the market would lose, 10%, it was just, Black Monday, right? 10, 15% drops were insane. And then, all triggers would go off on Wall Street and people would just stop trading. Well, that's not the case anymore. Now it's, if we have a 1,000, point Dow drop in a day, that's kind of common. And I hate to say it, but it is what it is. But it is all relative, right? So we have a market that is 40,000 points. And if it goes down, 1,000 points, well, that's just like 2.5%, right? Um, that's not really that crazy. If it was to go down like 5,000 or 10,000 points in a day, then we would start, reevaluating, right? And kind of start thinking in terms of, okay, we have something serious looming. But as of right now, if you've been looking to get into the market, right now is the time. And you have to also take into account that, yes, we are changing administrations, but volatility, it's going to be at its highest because we know that the administration coming in is one bad comment away from tanking a whole sector, right? So this is kind of when you want to start taking a position. I don't know if I just spoke too much on taking a position, but for someone that has never really invested before, I think right now would kind of be the time to start taking a position. Now, this is not financial advice I'm giving you, right? This is like if I was an investor and I was looking to take in a position, this is kind of where I would go. So let's see. Any questions? Baxter Johan, hi. Hey, how you doing, buddy? What's up, sweet cheeks? Nah, man, I'm happily married, Frankie. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, happily married. But good luck and thank you. I'm flattered, man. Um, so, anyways, want to start, a stock market position, right? Are you looking to invest right now? Is this a time when you've been hesitant and you're like, when should I get in? Um, Brand new investor, right? This is the time, and there's different um, there's different sectors that are prime to jump into right now, right? So what I would say is think of companies that you may be comfortable in or that you may already be doing business with, right? Amazon, for example. Everyone that I know uses Amazon or shops at Whole Foods. I would say if you want to take a position in Amazon, I don't see that how it would be detrimental to buy a share, And then if you're long term and you're kind of looking to get into Amazon, and are okay holding it 5, 10 years, why not take a position and buy some stock, hold it forever? You can do that. Absolutely, Amazon will be one of those companies. If you use, the internet a lot and you're always on Google, I don't see why you wouldn't take a position and buy a share or two of Google. You know, during these next few months, every time you get a paycheck or every other paycheck, you could take 100, 200 bucks and start shopping for a share or two. I just don't see how that would be bad. But anyways, all right. So thank you for watching my channel. I really appreciate you guys being here on a Sunday. I know that it's kind of harsh when it's football Sunday, especially for a lot of guys, right, and even some gals. But money doesn't sleep, right? So I figured, my team already played, and it's just one of those where like I'm just gonna make a video because I said I would, and also because I've been looking at companies, to add to the Savage 10, and I have 3 new companies that I'm going to add that I think personally, if I was a new investor and was looking to invest in companies that have very high growth potential, this would be the time and these would be the companies. I've already talked about My usual. Rivian is still there. Just because I'm going to talk, about three new companies doesn't mean that the other 10 companies went away. My Savage 10 are still my Savage 10, but I'm looking to make them a Savage 20. So I've added three companies, and I'm going to start talking about those in case somebody that has not looked into those wants to get curious and kind of do a deep dive. Right, I've done over 100 hours of research on these companies. One of them probably I'm in the 40-50 hour mark, and it's one of the new ones right now. But I feel confident that given the position that I've taken, and the amount of people that I know that are into this, and the investments going into this company are actually really bullish. So I feel confident on taking that one company and talking about it, um, giving you as much information as possible, and then having you make up your own reservations, if you will, or if you want to jump in and take a position and maybe buy a couple of dozen shares. I don't see how that's bad at all. So let's see what we got here. What's your game? Have some wings. All right, on have some wings there, buddy. 'Cause right now I'll go back watch. Yeah. That's it happen. Frankie's on another level, man. I don't know. I think he's a first time watcher, but it seems that he's a happy guy. So you will let him be. If you have any questions pertaining, investing, just let me know, buddy. All right, so um, we're gonna add to the Savage 10, and one of the companies we're adding is going to be um, Riot Blockchain. Riot Blockchain. It's actually a pretty good company that I've been trading a couple of years now. I think 2 years ago or so, they kind of took it in the chin, right, and got down to like the $4 level, and I started taking a position. Then sold some covered calls in the $6-7 area, and then they ran up. So I wheeled. I ended up moving them forward, right, and I guess I rolled them to the 10s and 12s. So that's kind of where we are at this point. And I've been taking premiums on them. I also sold some cash secure puts. I think I sold some $9 cash secure puts and some $10 cash secure puts, which I got over $1 for. I always try to get at least $1, if not $1.25 or $1.50, on highly volatile stock, whenever there's a big run up and whenever there's a push down, right? That's when I go and I take a position with cash secure puts. Although I'm averaging up, it's still really a good premium. So if you're able to go down a week or 2 or 3 weeks and you get over 10%, anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20% back for that cash secure put for those up to 3 weeks. I think that's an amazing position to take, and if it's a company that you're looking at long term, I don't see why you wouldn't take a chance, right? I mean, this is something that I obviously would do, and not that I do. So I'm just talking perspective wise. I would definitely take a position on that. Again, Riot, it's a digital infrastructure, right? Play, and it's a Bitcoin mining, right? They develop mining pool, and they exchange platforms, and so I really like it. They have centers in Central Texas, um, and I think electrical switchgear engineering fabrication operations in Denver, right? They are trading in the Nasdaq under the symbol Riot, RIOT, and they're the third largest publicly traded corporate Bitcoin holder. I think they hold somewhere along 11,000 to 12,000 Bitcoin. But why I like it is because I know that some of their high level executives actually took some trips to El Salvador when El Salvador um, made cryptocurrency legal tender, and they pegged it. Their currency's pegged to the dollar, right? And so they pegged the Bitcoin to their currency. So you actually could go somewhere in El Salvador, at different areas of the country, and have, your Bitcoin wallet, and you could go and buy, items and services and pay for them with Bitcoin, and it's amazing. I think that's kind of what the inventor, right, the founder of Bitcoin had in mind, is to do away with centralized banks and just trade, within the blockchain, right? So I really like that, because that tells me that the high level executives are serious about their investment. They're serious about their company, right? I mean, obviously they're investing, millions and millions of dollars into this, but it just shows you the level of commitment that they have. And I think that um, they may have a contract with the El Salvadoran government where they are actually using um, volcanic thermal energy to mine Bitcoin. So they're getting away from fossil fuel in Texas, right? And they're using volcanic energy, man. That is wild, and that's awesome. So I think if you're somebody that is into the green market, right? And then you drive electric vehicles and you have solar panels at home, this is something you would absolutely love. And then someone that's, kind of more conservative minded as far as their economics goes, and is looking for investment opportunities and loves decentralization in a way, I think that this is a great place. So it kind of coalesces these two opposing views, right? And I think that's right. I think that's great. I really like that. And that's one of the reasons why I'm trading Riot as of the last 2 years. I've made a lot of premium because I do like to trade options, right? I'm an options writer, and selling my cash secure puts and selling covered calls. I've been trading it successfully for 2 years, and I figured it would be, um, it's kind of a good time right now to tell the masses, all of 100 people that watch me, or 200 people that watch me, to give you an opportunity to, look at this company and see if you want to take a position on it. People are always asking me, hey, what's the one company, right? And it's so hard because you don't know, they just want the magic bullet, right? They want the Google, they want the Facebook, but they're not willing to put in the work. You have to put in the time and the effort, and you have to be able to buy and have patience when it comes to investing, because a company might not run away today or tomorrow or even in 2 3 years from now. But if you are a believer in your investing, and you know why you took a position on a company, you're willing to hold. Also, this is beautiful for us option writers because the volatility aspect is high. Imagine taking premiums on stocks that are volatile, that are going to go and trade between $10 to $20 for the next 5 years. You take all that premium in, so whenever it does run, you've already made a lot of money, and you probably have bought more stock with the premium money you received. So it just takes a bigger position, right, for you, and you can take that money and go invest it elsewhere. So that's kind of why I love Riot. It's very volatile. It's also it has really high premiums, and that's kind of the reason why I like trading it. Right. Let's see what we got here. Kent, it's all good. Yes, sir, it is. Tom Kaufman, happy holidays, brother. Happy holidays, man. Likewise. Alberto, what's up, baby? Yeah, what's up, hermano? How you doing, primo? We're good, man. We're good. Just I have three new companies that I'm going to talk about, to add to the Savage 10. So we're making it the Savage 13. The goal is to make the Savage 20, and kind of those are the 20 companies, that I'm going to be trading for the next, year or two, and I'm just going to be very um, active when it comes to trading these companies. They are all going to have something in common, which is high volatility, and they're going to have a high growth potential, right? And that's the name of the game. We want a company that has high growth potential, that is not necessarily expensive either. I love my bargains, man. I love buying cheap companies, or companies that have been beaten down. and that I know um, have a really high possibility of return, and that's kind of what I love doing. This is the reason I bought Palantir. This is the reason I bought SoFi when they were at like the 52-week lows. Matterport I bought like $1. But anyways, that's the reason you like to take position in companies that have been beaten down and are undervalued. That is the key right here, is buying companies that are, one, have great fundamentals that you believe in and that are undervalued, and then writing them up. So that's the name of the game. It's a lot easier said than done, though, because you have to have patience again. But Riot, um, blockchain, Riot platforms is kind of where I'm at, and one of the reasons why I trade it. So that's one of our new Savage top Savage stocks, and I'm adding it to the rotation. I've been trading it, but I have not talked about it, at least not ad nauseum, right? And I want to start talking about it um, fairly frequently, because it's one of those that is so volatile, and it gives such a juicy premium that I think more people need to know about that. And it's good to have information. Again, this is not financial advice, right? But it's definitely a company that if I was to start investing somewhere, it would be one of the ones I'd be looking at. It's kind of pegged to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million. I don't know why I haven't invested on it. As like a true investment. Like, I could have bought it when it was $20,000. I could have bought it when it was 25, but I kept thinking it was going to go back to 10, and it never did. So it's one of those I'm kicking myself, in the ass for. But again, it it's really hard for me to take a position in a company um that has no centralized anything, right? Like, this is just a blockchain. This is just digital currency. It's not backed by anything really, and it's just one of those where I think it's going to go to $1 million because people want it to go to $1 million. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I find it a lot more um, palatable to take a position in a company like that at a $10,000 than I got $100,000. But again, if you're a multimillionaire, you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy a lottery ticket. I guess that's the one, right? Um, but if you're a multimillionaire, you really don't care about lotteries. Again, it's just one of those things. So, anyways, we're moving on to the next stock that I'm gonna be talking about. Oh, again, Riot, right? Riot right now is it's been low as like $4, $5, and right now it's trading at 12.99. I actually sold last week when I think it hit 11 something. I sold some $10 cash secure puts, for January 17th, right? And I think I got easily over $1 for that, and that's kind of the way you want to trade it, right? Because if you take a position, if it goes to $10 or 9.99, 9.95, 9.60, right? You're literally getting paid to take a position on a company you want, and that's beautiful to me. And once I signed those shares, I'm just gonna wait for it to do it what it does, which is go up 10% in a day, 15% in a day, and then I'll sell a cover call for up a strike zone or two, and that's how I've been trading it for the past 2 years. It's made me a nice chunk of change, and I like it. It's money that is tangible at this point for me. I used to just buy stock and just buy more stock and buy more stock, and this is what you should do, obviously. Um, and get a bigger position, right? Whenever you get premiums. But I also I like to make it real in terms of, if there's like an appliance at the house that needs to be fixed or bought brand new, I take premium money from cash secure puts or covered calls, and I paid that, right? Not too long ago, we had some health issues, and then the medical bills got a little high, so I ended up paying some medical bills with that. Some credit card debt, taxes, stuff like that. That you have to spend the money on that anyways, right? So why not use premium money to pay? That way you can actually make money and use that premium to pay stuff you have to pay anyways, and you take a position investing, which is something that everyone wants to do, but not everyone takes the dive. And I think that taking 10, 15, $20,000 and doing cash secure puts on extremely red days is a beautiful way to start, because you're literally getting paid to buy stock that you want, right? And that's why I love cash secure puts. That's the reason that I am doing cash secure puts on Riot and every company that I trade. That's how I take positions. Anyhow, just went on Friday to watch the Nutcracker with my daughter, and had great seats. Paid for those with covered call money. And the gamblers that like to buy options, thank you, gamblers. Really enjoyed the show. It was great. And I look forward to you guys buying more options and financing a couple of ventures I have out there right now, because that's the way I look at things. It's not me being, making a snide remark or being a smartass. It's just that I'm willing to let go of my stock at the strike point that I chose, and you're willing to buy it at that strike point. And if it pans out, great, good for you. 90% of the time is not gonna pan out, which is great for me. And that's the type of numbers that I'd like to, that I like to bet on. And so I like being the casino. I don't like being the gambler. What do we got here? Beach Boy. Late but here. What up, Credit? Bagelers. Beach Boy. Yes, sir. Yes, life happens. Much better to have premiums for unexpected stuff. Uh, Tom Kaufman, the Savage 7. Well, it's really Savage 10. But I added 3 just now. I'm going to add 3 today. So it's the Savage 13. You know what? I'm going to say a couple of them just so you kind of get an idea. Rivian, it's a car company, electric vehicles. It's trucks mainly, right? One of the companies. Um, SoFi, SoFi Technologies is a bank, and I really like them. I've been trading them for a while, and I like that. That's another of the Savage thing. Tesla, Tesla is one of my babies, right? Unity, Unity, it's another one. C3.ai is another company. Palantir is another company. And then obviously we're adding, Archer Aviations. We're adding Riot today, and so that's kind of a couple of them, so you can look at them, right? So, anyways, just those are some of the companies that we're looking at, and so that's where we are. And I hope that I'm not getting interrupted by my kids right now, because they know when I'm in here, kind of doing my lives, I don't like to get interrupted. That's great. So again, Riot Blockchain, on to the next one. Let's see here. Archer Aviations is another one. The ticker is AR CH, I believe. And so ACHR Archer Aviations. Think electric vehicles, but flying in the sky. So think electric vehicles in the air, and think robo taxis. What are we gonna do when it comes to that, right? And so, please close my door. Please close my door. All right, sorry guys, I'm getting interrupted. But this too shall pass. And so let's see what we got here. So you had a tutu skirt and a ballet dance for some Tchaikovsky tunes. Nah, man, give me a second, guys.
Daddy, yesterday you said I can have a food.
Sorry, folks. Life happens. The kids needed something, so yeah, I had to let them know where it is, and they just went underway. Again, I have three little ones running around. This is part of it. This is when you go live. This is what happens. All right. Um. So yeah, no tutu skirt, man. No tutu skirt. Let's see. Let's see. Yes. EV TOLs. That's what they all electric vehicles. Vertical. Um. And so designed to allow airline operators to transport people in and around cities in an air taxi service, and are claimed to have a range of up to 100 miles at speeds of up to 150 miles. So all those high level executives from Wall Street, they don't want to be in the in the ground with us peasants, right? So whenever they have to take their private jet somewhere and get there fast, they're not going to do taxis anymore. They're not going to do limousines. They're not going to do. They're going to do limousines, but they're going to do them in the air now. So I guess they're going to go from launch pads that they're going to have atop, probably every building, and then they're going to go, to the airport, or something else, right? And so that's what this is. This is Archer Aviation. Um, Archer Aviation is trading at, I think, around 840, 840 right now, and it's one of those stocks that just took a massive run up. So I think uh, it has a chance to come back down maybe to the sevens, right? But um, I don't see anything wrong with, if let's say there was a day in which you went to like 750. I don't think there's anything wrong with selling some $7 cash secure puts out, a couple of weeks and taking in 50 cents, maybe even $1. So you're getting paid to buy a company that you believe in. I think this is where the future is going. Um, and I'm not just saying it because of the high level executives, right, and CEOs that don't want to be in the ground. That market is so niche, right? It's so small. I believe that this, um, looking at the amount of interest in it and the companies that they're partnering with, um, this is a national security play. Okay, they're one or two government contracts away from being a $100 stock, and that's where the money is going to be. This is one of those that I want to take my time with, and I think I'll only write covered calls on half of my total position, because in any day that I wake up, I could wake up to the news of Archer Aviation inking some deal with the Trump administration, where they're going to take their electric, vertical vehicles, and do national security, where they will use some of the border and patrol the border with these vehicles. They can be, I believe, they can be operated via remote control, but I don't think that's kind of where they're going with it. I think these are going to be manned vehicles for now, and I'm not sure if Elon is going to have to kind of look at this and maybe do a partnership with them where they're going to be unmanned at some point. I think that's where they're trying to go with it. But I believe that Archer Aviation is going to have their vehicles kind of roaming all around the border, and they're going to be the new border patrol. So, border patrol as well as national defense. That being said, okay, this company is in its infancy, and right now, again, $8 a share, right? Beautiful time to take a position. Now, is there anything wrong at buying it at 840 where it is? I don't think so. If you're looking to hold this company for 5 years to 10 years, you are going to be handsomely rewarded if you take, I don't know, $8,000 and buy 1,000 of these, right? Um, Again, not financial advice. This is just something that I've done which is I've taken a position on it. It was actually cheaper than this. I think it was $4 or $5 when I kind of took my position on this. Um, and this is the one company that I have. I think I've done 40 to 50 hours of research on. Usually, I like to do at least 100 hours of research before I take a position. But I also know people that are already invested, and looking at the links that they've sent, looking at the information that they've sent me, I've read it, right, and but it's just saved me by taking information from investors that I know are serious, right? That I know have done their due diligence. I feel more confident putting this, in everyone else's radar because I think it's a good play. I don't think I need 100 hours of research, at least on this one, right, to say that it's a fairly decent play. Is it volatile? I think it's highly volatile, but that's the beauty of it, right? Um, the more volatile, the more premium you get. And so you take a position on it by selling your cash secure puts, and let's say you can go on an $8 cash secure put for January, bring in $1, right? So you really are realistically buying it for $7. Um, and then once you are assigned, if you are assigned, then you sell $9 covered calls whenever it takes a pop. Sell $10 covered calls. I actually sold $10 covered calls when it went to nine something, and I took in like $2 a premium, which is insane because I bought the stock for a little over $4, and I took $2 in premiums. Um, 50% of the stock it was paid for already, so it's already paid for itself. And those I'm leaving those out until they they shrink to like 10%, and then I'll buy them back. And then I'll wait for it to pop again a little bit, and I'm gonna sell some more tens, or maybe I'll sell 11s or 12s for March. I like taking bigger chunks because it's so volatile that it can go up 20% in a day, but it can also go down 20% in a day, and that's the beauty of taking a position in a company that you believe in, and that it's also highly volatile because you get to make a lot of premiums. So again, Archer Aviation, the second one of the Savage 10, the new Savage 10 that I'm adding. Let's look at what we're looking at here as far as the third company I'm looking at. And this is one that I think I've talked about before, but I've never really said you guys should take a position on it or look into taking a position on it and blah, blah, blah. But again, I think Jim Cramer is actually a good benchmark because he had looked at this company in the past, and he said it was great. And then it took a couple of punches in the chin, and it's down a lot since then. But I think now it's a good entry point. And now that Jim Cramer says he was wrong about it, now I'm telling you that I am about to pound the table on this stock. It is a heavily shorted stock because there's not many shares of it out there. And it's one of those where it's kind of like an artificial intelligence meets tech, biotech, and artificial intelligence. It's just one of those where a pharmaceutical company can do you so much, and that's exactly why it's one of those that I'm looking at to be $100 in the future. I don't know if you follow, but it's a company that I've been trading for a little under 2 years, but it's making me a nice chunk of change because of how volatile it is. And I sold $12 covered calls for 2026 and took in like $5-6, and that's just insane because the stock itself is I think around $6 at this point. Let me double check because I want to make sure that I'm steering you in the right direction here. But The company I'm talking about is RXRX. That is Robert X-Ray, Robert X-Ray. RXRX is Recursion Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, and the stock is trading at 6.95 at this point. Very volatile stock, massive upside, absolutely massive, and it's one of those stocks that has been on the decline in the last few weeks, but that's because they just bought a competitor, and what they did in order to take over the competitor is with stock, right? So they basically bought a competitor using their own stock as leverage, and so there was a bit of dilution, right? Um, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that this is a company that is going to go anytime to $30, $40 a share. And if right now it's trading at 6.95, um, that's a five bagger easily, right? So why not take a position on it? If I was somebody that started just right now to invest and was looking at a company to take a chance on, that is going to give me a lot of money for a little investment, RXRX would be the one that I would be looking at. Okay. It's one of those that, like I said, um, the risk is a bit high. Support is at 680. The resistance is in the 750 area, right? And that's why I love trading it. We're talking about a $6 stock that is moving $1.50 either way. That's a 20 to 25% movement. When it comes to options, we're talking about, you know, 40 to 50% moves. And imagine making 40 to 50% return on investment on a company that you buy, every other day. That's insane. That is insane. You outperform the market if you take a 10 to 15% premium on something. You've already outperformed the market. The market, on average, will return 7 to 10% if you just leave your money in the S&P 500 ETF and walk away for a year. It's still a lot better than a bank. Yes, it is. Your money will make more money if you leave it in an ETF than it would if you were to just leave it at a bank. But if you were to invest it in a company like RXRX, and then let's say you did a cash secure put, where you're not really buying the stock, you're hedging that if it went down more than where it is, then you would consider it because you can always roll over, right? So say the stock is at right now 6.95 and it comes down to $6. It's really hard for it to come to $6 right now because it already went down some. But let's say you did, it can, right? I would sell $6 cash secure puts for 5-6 weeks ahead, and you would probably take in over $1 on that. So what does that mean? That means that you're basically putting away. You probably get 150. You're putting away $600, and then you're gonna buy that stock, 100 shares for $600 in the future, and you're taking $150 right now. Okay, so what is that? That's 25%, 20 to 25% that you're making in the next 4 to 6 weeks, right? That's insane money because you're getting a position that you want, which is $6, but you're also getting paid to buy that stock at $6. So you could even do $5 cash secure puts if you really don't want the stock, right? But you wouldn't mind owning it. Again, information only, right? This is what I've done. I sold $5 cash secure puts. I got assigned a while back, and I've been trading it. I think right now I have some $10 cash secure puts. I'm sorry, covered calls that are expiring in January, and I took a big chunk of change. I sold some 2026 January's covered calls, and I took over $5-6 in profit, premium. And so that's the type of stock that RXRX is, and that's why I like it so much, and I'm adding it to the Savage 10. So To recap, RXRX, one of our new plays, right? People are always asking, what's the one company? What's the one company? And the thing is, there is not the one company. There's a lot of companies out there that could generate a lot of money if you decide to just take the plunge um, and invest your money. Now, keep in mind, only invest money that you wouldn't mind losing. Okay, so you're not gonna take your life savings or your savings that you have for an emergency and put them on the stock market. That's silly. But you definitely could take, you know, some spending money that you have or some money that you've saved up for a trip, next year. Now, wouldn't it be cool if you had $10,000 saved up for a trip to Japan like next December, next November? You take those $10,000 right now, right? You sell some cash secure puts and you bring in $3,000 for the next 12 months to do cash secure puts for 12 months out. Okay. Wouldn't that be awesome if those $10,000 just turned into $13,000 for you next year? And let's say the stock doesn't get down and you end up, later on in the future receiving your collateral back because the stock that you sold cash secure puts on went up and it just didn't come back down. So now instead of having $10,000 saved up to go on a trip, you have $13,000. Isn't that a lot better? Now, this is the great thing. What if you want to pay the mortgage and you're like, you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to pay the mortgage with my own money. I'm going to have other people pay my money. So I want to sell some cash secure puts. And you do. Let's say you want to own a stock, right? Like Nvidia right now. Nvidia is downtrending. And then you say, I'm going to buy Nvidia where it's at. And you buy it at 133, right? And then you say, you know what? I'm going to sell Nvidia for $150 in 2026. Basically, you just bought it at 133. You're making a $1,700 profit if you were to sell it, right, at $150, because we're talking in terms of 100 shares. And then in the future, right, because you're basically putting it in the world of options and somebody out there is willing to gamble that Nvidia is going to be $150 for sure by next year, well, then they're going to give you, let's say, I don't know, $1,500, $2,000 to take that risk. They're taking all the risk. Nvidia is not going anywhere. So you just got paid $2,000 to sell a stock that you bought at $133 to sell it at $150. So you basically are making $1,700 plus $2,000, right? That's $3,700 on $1,330 investment. You just outperformed the market, my friend. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that deal. You could walk away scot-free, do nothing for the rest of the year, and you could toot your horn and say, you know what? I outperformed the market. I am a great trader. And you can say that, and it's valid because you did, right? If things happen the way that I just explained them. Now, again, back to our savage stocks, right? Recursion Pharmaceuticals, or RXRX, new to the board, one of our new stocks. Riot, RIOT. Again, another one. It's a new one. It's a blockchain play. It's pegged to cryptocurrency and definitely to Bitcoin. I see it going to $20, if not $30, and it's going to be great riding it up there. And then we have Archer Aviation, right? Which is it's a play that I'm definitely excited about. It trades under the ticker ACHR, and right now it's a company that it's uptrending a bit, but I think it's going to come and scale down some. And there's potential for it to make a lot of money in the future, given the fact that I think it's probably going to ink some contracts with the government, and it's a national defense play. So personally, that's what I think. It is not a national defense play right now. It's just an electric vehicle, aerial electric vehicle. And that's kind of in its infancy, but I see where they're going with it. I see the companies. I know who the CEO is talking to because there's there's paper trail out there that he has met with different government contractors and government officials. And so, it's okay to speculate. At the end of the day, investing in the stock market, it's about speculation, and that's basically the bottom line of it all. And I think it's fairly accurate to speculate that Archer Aviation, it's going to be a massive play down the road, right? But it's okay to start thinking about maybe tipping your toes in the water. I've taken my positions in the $4 or $5 area. When I came in, the first 1,000 shares, I've added some. I have some $7 cash secure puts that I sold. Um, I have some $8 cash secure puts that I sold. I'm okay averaging up because I know where this is going, and I want more shares. I just didn't want to buy it at $10 because it ran up to like $10. It ran up to 9. I didn't want to buy it then, but I'm okay once it backed down. I'm okay selling cash secure puts for $7 and $8 because if I take $2 in premiums, I'm really buying it at 6 and 5. So my average is already down there. Even if on paper it goes up $1, right? The premium that I took in is what matters, and then that premium I use to buy other companies like RXRX and more Unity, more PagerDuty, right? Tesla is flying high right now. I'm not gonna touch it, but it's definitely uptrending. I'm thinking it's gonna scale back down to $300. I obviously may be wrong, you know, um, but what if I'm right? you know. So I think Tesla's another one that if you have the pockets, I'm not saying everyone else does, right? But if you have the pockets to get into Tesla, you know, cash secure puts in 350 land would not be out of the question. Even if you were to buy $190 cash secure puts, I think right now those are paying maybe like $15. So like imagine you're basically saying to the world of options, I'm gonna buy Tesla at $190. That's half. That's less than half of what it is right now, and you're still getting paid for it. That's insane. And you still get, I think, like $1,500 if you were to put $30,000. Sorry, if you put away $19,000, because if you buy a 190, the 190 times 100 be 100, maybe $19,000. You're saying I'm gonna buy it at $190 and I want to take $1,500, and they'll give it to you. Somebody is willing to give it to you. Okay, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And those are the type of plays that I like because if you have money set aside for an emergency, right? And you're like, I'm gonna switch, and instead of having my money in the banks, the way things are, I don't know if you guys pay attention to the small print that the banks have, but the banks, last time I checked, were too big to fail. Remember when they went down in 2008 and they were bailed out? Well, now, after that happened, there's some clauses in a lot of bank accounts that you open up, whether it be for savings or checkings. Um, it states the word bail in, which means that if there was, for whatever reasons, another market crash where they would go down massively, the government cannot bail them out. But guess who's going to bail them in? You are, because in the small print, there's some wording that is saying that you believe in the bank and that you are okay with them taking your money and using it as collateral for their losses. And then they're going to give you an IOU. Aha. So, this is why I don't like having money in the bank, because I absolutely would hate to want access to my money and Jamie Dimon with Chase to say, nah, sorry, fam, I need your $10,000, but here's an IOU. When I get better, I'll give you that some of that money. I'm not going to give you all that money. Even now, if you were to open up an account, you have an account, and you go to take all your money out of the bank right now, they will not give it to you. They'll say we'll give you 10% or 20% or whatever amount. They all vary, and they will say on this date they'll give you a date a week or two from there, and say you can come pick up the rest of your money because they don't hold all that money in house anymore. That's why you see all the Brinks trucks, right? The Loomis trucks. That's why you see them. So anyhow, this is why instead of having my emergency money tied up, in a bank, I will put it in a Charles Schwab account that is generating 5% a year at the minimum, right? And I sell cash secure puts on that. So I choose something ridiculous like $190 cash secure puts on Tesla that they gave me $24 for. That was like half a year ago. Okay. So that's a lot of money. So imagine you take that, my savings, right? And I put them on that account that's generating 5% in addition to, let's say, 30-40% that I got back. So now I've made 45% back on savings money that I had at the bank, that's generating a ridiculous amount of money, as an ROI. And anytime I want, if I need money, I could just go and I just buy back my cash secure put, and that releases my collateral, right? Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And that's what the rich people do, man. The rich don't lose money. The rich never truly buy anything. They use their own wealth as collateral. And this is exactly what I'm trying to teach people to do. I'm trying to teach you how to use your stock as collateral so that you can get money now and pay for everyday stuff like your life insurance or your insurance for the house or your mortgage. You can pay for groceries. You can pay for, I don't know, your refrigerator broke, or you're trying to buy new appliances for the new year because there's a lot of stuff that is that hasn't been selling well, and I think all these companies have ridiculous sales right now. And before the tariffs really hit, a lot of people are buying appliances right now. And I think that there's nothing wrong with you taking in, you know, five, 10, $15,000 in premiums, and then going crazy buying brand new appliances, right? Buy some new a washer and a dryer, buy a new fancy refrigerator, buy from new TVs, buy a new sofa, right? New love seat. Are you a gamer? Buy yourself a brand new PS5. Buy yourself some new headgear, right? Buy some comfortable ass chairs. Go crazy and buy an ice box so that you can go and buy, like, I don't know, 50 pounds of ribeye on sale at Safeway, and then you cut your own, you bag your sales in your ribeyes individually, and then you stack them so you can have food for the next year. That's kind of how I shop because I like saving a lot of money. And then I take all those savings and I invest it in the stock market. And then, whenever I have I do a cash grab, which is what I call the cash secure puts, right? Whenever I do a cash grab down the 2027, 2026 timeline, I can take that money and I can, pay for bills here at the house, taxes. My God, do I love paying taxes. Everybody hates paying taxes. But when you pay taxes, that means that you've made money to the point where you can say, hey, the government saying, hey, you made a little money. Come on, let's get some of it back. Uncle Sam has to get his cut. I'd rather pay taxes on $250,000 that I have, that I came into, this household, right? Than to get $10,000 back on $80,000. Do you see the difference? So, like, why would I get, $10,000 back on $80,000 when I could pay, say, $10,000 because I made $250,000? I will take that all day. And this is the greatest thing ever. This is the reason I call myself the credit savage, is because I like taking advantage of credit cards and promos, right? Say I got $10,000 that I got to pay in taxes. Well, then I take out a new credit card that has some crazy promo, like 150,000 points for me spending $4,000 in 3 months or $5,000 in 3 months. I'll take out two of those and I'll pay my credit card, or I'll pay my taxes with those. So I hit two promos that give me all these points. And guess what I do with these points? I use those points to stay at hotels for free, or buy, a couple of tickets to travel to Hawaii or Denver or New York, for free. We're looking at going to Japan on points alone with my family. I have a family of 5 people. We're all going to go to Japan for free. Do you understand how expensive those tickets are? Those tickets that I'm looking at are anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500 per ticket. We're talking about at least a $10,000 to $12,000 charge that I would have to pay out of pocket, which I would have no problem doing. But why would I pay with it when I don't have to? When I can use my credit as leverage, because I already used my cash secure puts my money as leverage, so that I can then pay taxes. It's crazy. So it's like a cycle, right? It's like a beautiful wheel of opportunity, and that's where we are. All right, here we go. Beach Boys. So you had a two. Oh yeah, I saw that. It's Ryan. Let's talk stocks. We're talking stocks, buddy. That's what we're doing. Charlie C2. What's up, Charlie C2? The Visuals Art. Damn, where you been? I've been around, man. I just kids got sick. I got sick within the 1 month time frame. My one of my kids broke her arm. Um, you know, my family wasn't in a car accident. Thank God they're okay, right? But it was pretty scary there for a little bit. So we were dealing with that, and then my kids ended up getting the flu, and I got the flu, and so we took a trip as well. We take a family trip, for my wife's birthday. We always go to SoCal, um, where I stayed at the Waldorf Astoria in Monarch Beach for free. We were there for 5 days, so 5 days because of points. And so, if you go and look that place up, it's like $1,000 a night. So not that I can't pay $1,000 a night, but why would I if I could get it for free, right? Went to a wonderful dinner, actually a couple of dinners with the wife and the kids. They had a great time. My kid with the broken hand, she was very, she was suffering because she couldn't swim in the kids' pool like she usually does. It's a nice, wonderful heated pool. But yeah, but she had a great time. I got her out of the house and feeling bad for herself for moping around. And my son, you know, uh, he has some health issues as well. Celebrated his birthday as well because it's close to my wife's. Went to a very fancy steakhouse, um, and it was a great experience. I think it's called the Bourbon Steakhouse where we went. It's a Michael Mina restaurant, and we had a great time. It was quite pricey, but again, I have a credit card that gives me back $200. Um, whenever I use it at Hilton Properties, which happens to fall, the Waldorf Astoria happens to fall there. So I have two of those credit cards. So I paid, for the dinner with two credit cards, and I ended up getting $400 back. So and that's why I do, what I do. Um, those $400 are better off buying me some RXRX. Buy, I don't know, 55, 60 shares of that, and then that money becomes more money later on. So again, it's all relative, right? But that's where we are. I'm sorry, I don't mean to get off track, but it's so easily when I start talking about how I do things, because I'm trying to give you guys information on how you are able to then play the system when you end up using your cash as collateral or your stock as collateral to make your life easier. Because at the bottom line is that's kind of why we invest. It is to make money, right? And so I believe we all do better as a nation when everyone's making money, not just a few. And if I can do, my little grain, if I can do my little bit of helping, um, maybe by giving someone out there an idea on how to invest better, giving you information, I think that's cool. Again, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up, and make a comment if you want. Uh, don't be afraid to ask questions. No question is stupid unless it's a stupid question, like something dumb. But when it comes to investing, there is no stupid questions, right? Um, and so, what do we have here? Yeah, I've been around. We are okay, man, brother. We're okay. We're okay. Uh, RXX. No, no, no. It's RXRX. So it's, basically think of prescription, right? Together. RXRX. Very volatile stock. It's kind of like a combination of pharmaceuticals with AI, and pharmaceuticals, AI, and the Genome Project, if you will. So it's one of those that I really really believe in it. Been trading it for going on 2 years almost, and it's a cash cow at this point for me. And so again, I was just saying how selling cash secure puts on it, for 2026, 2027 could be a cash grab, and then you could use that collateral that you're getting, or the premium that you're getting for using your stock as collateral. You can use it to buy more stock, right? And then and seeing whatever happens, or you could use it to like pay for bills. Christmas is here. Pay for some presents for your family, or treat yourself to a nice dinner. People, I think, they often forget that you got to take care of number one, right? And something that my doctor told me, because um, I'm battling high blood pressure and other health issues, and it's because I'm always worried about my family, and I neglect myself, right? To the detriment of me. And so I end up, then my health fails a little bit, and I have to go to the doctor, and then the doctor's telling me, hey, look, you have to take care of number one, because if you're not taken care of, there is no need to there's going to be it's a lot harder for you to take care of family when you're not well, right? And it clicked what he said, right? Take care of number one because your family needs you, and that's the bottom line. So if you're going to do a cash grab, take care of yourself, man. Go to a nice restaurant, with your significant other, or hell, go by yourself. Go see a comedy club, go laugh. Use that money that you just made out of thin air, to go to a nice steakhouse. Buy yourself a big, fat, juicy steak, and have somebody cater to you, man. Put a nice fat steak in front of you. Um, Drink it with a nice cold beer or a nice glass of red wine, and then you enjoy life. Because it's the one life we get, man. There is no do-overs. Um, there is no second chances. This is it. So make the best of it while you're here. Let's see what do we got here. Yes, RXRX, healthy is wealth, my friend. Yes. I don't understand cash secure yet. Basically, okay, so cash secure put is just, um, let's say a stock like RXRX, right? It's worth like 6.95 right now. It's kind of downtrending a bit, um, and there's possibility of it to go to 650. Now, you like it, you like the company, you like what it's about, but you still think it may fall a little bit. So to secure yourself, right, and to basically make money on this transaction, what you would do is you would say to the options world, right? I like RXRX. Um, I'm very bullish on it. Now, see, this is the thing. I know. Just let me explain. There's nothing more bullish than selling a put on a stock, because you're basically saying to the overall market, this stock is worth this much, and that's why I'm going to buy it here. Nothing more bullish than that, because you're bullish that it's going to be at that price. It may not be up here where it is right now, but maybe down here. But it's just telling the overall market, I believe in this stock because I'm willing to buy it, right? So you're willing to buy it. And they say the stock is $6.95 right now. And you're like, you know what? I'm gonna buy it for $6.50 in a couple of weeks. You could get paid 50 cents. That's a lot of money that's being returned to you. So you're basically buying the stocks for 6 cents a couple of weeks from now. So basically what you're doing is you're putting those $650 away, because you can only sell one cash secure put. Um, Sorry, you can only do cash secure puts on multipliers of one, right? And every cash secure put has 100 shares. So let's say you buy, you do, I don't know, three cash secure puts. You're basically saying you're okay buying 300 shares. So whatever the share is worth, multiply that by 100, and then multiply that by three. Um, it works the same thing for options, right? Like selling covered calls. So multiples of 100, right? And so you cannot sell less than one, but you can definitely sell more than one. Um, but every one is 100 shares. So basically, what you're saying is, I'm willing to buy these 100 shares of RXRX for 650, in January, and I want to get 75 cents back. So that's $75, right? So you're basically buying RXRX for like 615, right? 620, and that's exactly what the cash secure puts are. Um, the beautiful thing about it is that if the stock is worth more, even 1 penny more than what you said you're going to buy it at, um, they return you your money, because there's no way that they're going to sell you a $6.50 stock, give it to you for one 650 when it's worth 651 or 652. They're losing money, right? That's not what the Wall Street likes to do. So basically what happens is they return you your $650, but guess what? You already kept the $75 or the $50 to $75 that you asked for at the beginning. So guess what you could do now? You can sell another cash secure put for a month down the line, 3 weeks, 2 weeks down the line, even a week, right? So, and then there's going to be a premium to that. And you can keep doing that until finally the stock is at like 630, 625. You said you're going to buy it at 650. They're going to then give you your shares, and you also get to keep the premium. And if you've been willing that and doing that 3, 4, 5 times, you've gotten paid $2, $3 on a stock that's worth $6, 650, to buy it at 650. So you just basically dropped your cost basis down massively by doing something called cash secure puts, and that's essentially what it is. All right. And then once you get, this is the beautiful thing about cash secure puts. Once you get those shares put to you, you can now sell a covered call because you have 100 shares. You can sell one contract, right, for every 100 shares. So you now got 100 shares. Let's say that I don't advise you to sell covered calls unless your stock goes up, 10% or more in a day, because the volatility goes up, meaning that the premiums are more. So then, let's say they put you those 650 shares, they're yours. The stock jumps to 715, 750 on a day, right? Then you can say, okay, to the market, I'm going to sell these, you know, shares that I bought for 650. I'm willing to sell them for $8 3 weeks from now. Let me get $1. And then someone's going to give you $100 for the chance to buy your shares at $8, right? So what did you just do? You just made money and use your stock as collateral. Do you understand now? So you're making money on perhaps selling your shares in 3 weeks in the future. So beautiful thing is that the money that you get right then and there is yours. You can do whatever you want with it. And in 3 weeks, if those shares are like at, I don't know, 759, 780, guess what happens? You get to keep the premium and the shares are returned to you. You can sell another covered call. And let's say, for example, it's at 850, 870 on that date. You can do what is called a rollover. Instead of saying to the world of options, here's your 100 shares, you can say, you know what, I changed my mind. Obviously, the stock is worth more than $8. I'm willing to sell it for $9, for $10 a couple of months from now. Guess what just happened? You just moved the goalpost and you're making more premium now. You can get more premium and your strike zone just went up. So stock that costs you $650, you could sell for $800 or roll over and sell for $1,000 later on. That's the beauty of the stock market. Hence the words or the saying, time is money. Because with options, it literally is money. So it's all speculation. You're now speculating that your stock is going to be $10 a few months down the line. You were willing to sell it at 8. Why wouldn't you be willing to sell it at 10? You're making money anyways. And eventually the stock goes away and you made money on your transaction. And that's just one option. Imagine 100 options. Imagine 100 options. You sell 100 options in a year, right? You just moved down the goalpost. You just made, you sell the stock at $10. You bought it for $650. You just made $35,000, right? There's nothing wrong with that at all. $35,000 to sell something that was worth $650 for 10. And don't forget the premiums. So $35,000, that's the share price. But the premiums could be another $20,000. And that's the world of options. That's cash secure puts for you. One cash secure put can make you $100. 100 can make you $10,000. And that's just the way it is. And that's what I'm trying to teach you guys. But you start with one. You always start with one, right? Eventually, there's people, I know for a fact, that have left the job market because they're not going to go and kill themselves and waste 12 hours out of their day to get paid $3,000 a month, right? $4,000 a month. And then you have to pay taxes on that, right? To work for a boss that doesn't care about you, and to deal with, co-workers that are just a-holes and just, it gets old very quickly, right? So it takes time though. So my best advice for someone that's starting out is grind as much as you can right now. Cut expenses that are unnecessary. Do not live beyond your means. Be as frugal as possible and just buy as much stock as possible. Just buy stock, buy anything that you're willing to take a chance on. Great companies. Look at companies that have, really good baselines, that have really good, CEOs, CFOs. The boards are great. Look at companies that have amazing fundamentals, right? Look at your Amazons. Look at your Googles, right? Look at Genentechs. Look at, I don't know, Bank of America, right? Look at Merrill Lynch. All these companies have one thing in common. All these companies are traded publicly, and you can buy shares, and you can sell cash secure puts on them and cover calls. Matter of fact, last week, I think NVIDIA went down to like the 134 area. Guess what I did? I sold a $135 cash secure put, and I think I got $6 or $7 for it. So basically, I put $13,500 away to buy the stock January 17th for $135. But I got paid $7 for it. So even if the stock was to fall to $128, I'm good. And even if it went to $125, I don't care because I wanted to take a position in NVIDIA anyways, right? And so once I get that put to me, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait for a day when the stock runs, and I'm going to sell a cover call for like 2 strike zones away, right? So like instead of being 135, I'm going to sell it at 140. And I'm going to sell it at 140 and try to get $600 or $700. And I'm going to do that bi-weekly, right? So generating what? Income, right? Passive income on stuff that I have anyways, right? That I'm willing to bet that it's probably going to go up or down. It doesn't really matter. That's the beautiful thing about being an options writer, is that you don't care whether the market goes up or down, because when the market goes down, I make money on cash secure puts, because that's when you sell cash secure puts. If the market goes up, that's when I sell covered calls and I take premium then. It's the greatest um, hack in the history of investing. And I wish more people knew about this, but um, it can be very complex when you're just starting out. The one thing about the stock market, if you just stick with it, you're going to make money. Okay, never chase the market. Don't try to guess it. A lot of people lose their fucking shirts whenever they try to guess the market and they try to time it. There's so many people that they will tell you, I know this graph perfectly, and I know this other graph perfectly. I'm looking at this band and the Bollinger Band, and those are tools, yes, and they can help you make a more educated guess, right? But at the end of the day, it's just speculation. Now that's all up to you on how much do you believe in the companies you're investing in. And that's why I only invest in companies I truly believe in. I know Tesla's a $1,000 stock. Nvidia will go back to 1,000. Even after it's split, it's going to go to 1,000. Nvidia is going to be a $15 trillion company. Okay, my belief. Riot is going up. Palantir. I believed in Palantir when everybody was dumping it at $9 and $8. I bought it at $7 with cash secure puts. Palantir is now like $70. It's a 10 bagger already for me. And I'm okay. I'm okay. I think I sold $45 or $48. I rolled it already. I'm willing to sell it for a massive loss because it already paid for itself so many times. So I believe in SoFi. I believe in Roblox. Rivian is a great company to get into. My personal belief again, because it's the one company that is working on trucks. It's not even competing with Tesla, because Tesla's not, the Cybertruck's a piece of shit, man. The trucks Rivian has are fucking beautiful. They're very strong trucks, powerful trucks, and their battery is insane. You get, I think a full charge is 435 miles at this point. And I like the fucking cars. I really like it. You go to Rivian and you see Rivian, the webpage, and you see how the layout is and what the trucks look like, and compare it to the fucking Cybertruck. And you tell me if Rivian is just not a better fucking truck. Their powertrain is a lot more powerful, and it does more than the fucking the Tesla fucking fanboy cars. They're fanboy cars, but they're fucking ugly piece of shit. But if you like the stock, that's, hey, don't let anyone tell you what to do with your fucking money. At the end of the day, this is why you work, right? What what do we got? The visual arts. Can't wait to get started. Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, open up a fucking account, with Robinhood, with Webull. Put some, link it to your bank account, and every check you get, put $100, $200 in there, right? Then buy companies, buy SoFi's. SoFi is a fucking, it's a screaming buy under $20 right now. Buy PagerDuty. Unity right now, screaming buy. C3.ai, it could come down some, but that's a great company to, look at when it goes to 30 again, sell some cash secure puts on the 30 land, right? RXRX is a freaking moneymaker, man. It's just having the balls to buy some and get in there, you know. Let's see what we got. Where's my wrench? No, and lyric up, Nala. Nah, no wrench for you, bro. Sorry, man. It's a one man show here, buddy. I'm all good. All right, give Nala his wrench and I'll sell everything and try to time the market. I wish everybody does. You know what, Poto? I wish people sold all their stocks, man, because it would tank the market. I'm telling you right now, I would take all my cash and coupon money right now. I will buy them back, and I will take all that money and I'll go shopping. And I will go shopping. I actually will buy C3.ai. If it went to 20, I will buy it. I wouldn't even sell cash and puts on it. I'll just buy it outright. I'll do stinkers, right? Unity, if it went back to 15, oh my god, I'll give me another 1,000 shares easily. Tesla, if it went to like 150, $200, bet your ass I would go and take out a loan, $20,000 loan to get like 100 more shares, right? Roblox at 20 or 25 again, please. That's a fucking. Are you kidding? That's a sale on sale. Rivian, if it went back to $10 or $9 or $8, oh my god, I would get me another 2,000 shares easily. And that's just the way that I work, right? But again, Recursion Pharmaceuticals, RXRX. If there's a company out there right now that I believe is a strong buy, and I'm pounding the table on, it's RXRX. Another one, Archer Aviation, right? ARCH. Right now, 840. If it got to $7, cash your puts in the $7 land right there. And I would try to take in a dollar, a dollar, get me at least 10, 12, 15% back. But I'd start taking positions there. I don't see anything wrong with selling $8 covered calls or cash secure puts for January on Arch right now, because you get it like in the $7 land. So, and I think that's why not. If you're gonna take a position on Arch, like, it's gonna be a $100 stock, right? Whether you buy it at $6 or $7 or $8, you're not gonna give a shit when it's $80, right? Rivian or Roblox? What do you think? Rivian. Roblox is ran. Roblox is you've made it good money. It's gonna go up some more, but it's more likely. It's a lot more feasible for you to double your money on RXRX than it is Rivian, because it'll be harder for Rivian to get to $100 than it is for RXRX to get to $12. Do you follow? So I think RXRX, in terms of the exponential growth and how fast it can get there, I think RXRX is a much better play because they started to buy competitors, right? And AI is not going anywhere. If anything, they're going to start dumping more money. You know what? I think Nvidia bought RXRX. I think they took a position. So you're going to have to do your due diligence and actually see if what I'm saying is in fact true. But I don't know, dude. I like RXRX. I'm probably gonna sell 10 cash secure puts if it gets to like 650. In addition to the other 10 that I have out. So I'm just trying to hoard it at this point. I feel the same way I felt about SoFi when I was just. I think I got to like 20,000 SoFi shares. So same premiums, bang for the buck. Premiums, I think RXRX is better. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Roblox. Yes, Roblox is running its course. RXRX is better, but I think Rivian is great. I think RXRX has better multipliers right now, and you can get a lot better premium from RXRX than you could Rivian. But I would not look down upon you if you decided to go with Rivian, because Rivian is it's Rivian. I like Rivian. I like either one of those. But for premiums, RXRX is better. However, a little more volatile. It can go down a lot more than Rivian would. But either one, man. I'd say if you have $20,000, take $10,000, do RXRX, and then the $10,000 for Rivian. You can't go wrong. Nvidia and RX. Say what? Yeah. I just look it up. Let's see here. Let's go online. And let's little laggy lag. Hold on. Nvidia. Here we go. Last year, Nvidia decided to invest $50 million in Recursion Pharmaceuticals in a partnership that would see the combination of Recursion Pharmaceuticals Incorporated chemical and biological assets with NVIDIA DGX's cloud and other AI tech stack for drug recovery. Boom. So, I'm very bullish on RXRX for a reason, man. And again, information I'm giving you, not financial advice, but I don't know what to tell you, man. It's just I I like RXRX. I'm about to start hoarding the shit out of it, and I just I like it where it's at. Let's see here. Now I tried to get you a wrench, but he didn't. Good photo. SMCI gonna dip tomorrow, and we'll bring in a little reference to Nvidia. You know, SMCI, if it gets to $25, I'm going to do cash secure puts. I'm really liking it. Doing a little more research. That I'm such a stickler, right? That I like to do myself 100 hours worth of research on a company whenever I take a dip, right? But honestly, with this Discord group, you guys do so much fucking research too, and then you guys give links, right? And I'm able to save a lot of time whenever you guys have um, a company that you guys have been looking at and someone has been trading for a while, and that I'm willing to forego, 30, 40, 50 hours of research because I really fucking believe in our Discord group, man. You guys are really fucking intelligent investors. You guys are not fucking playing games, and you guys have the same mindset that I do have, and I think that's why um, I'm so fucking grateful that I came across, the Uncle Bruce channel because I was able to meet a lot of people with the same mindset that I have, that are also looking to get off the hamster wheel or have gotten off the hamster wheel and at this point are just exponentially growing their portfolios and doing great research on very good companies with extremely good fundamentals. And I like that. So yeah, SMCI, I'm looking at it, but if it goes to 25, I'm going to start taking a good hard look at it and maybe do a cash secure put, maybe 6 weeks out, 6, 7 weeks out, go to the third Friday of the month, of the next month, right? So that I can get a nice chunk of premium. I noticed it wasn't giving that the premiums are not that sexy, but it's obviously a fucking a semicon play, and I think Nvidia has shown us that it needs some competition, right? And I think people are looking for that. Uh, yeah, bro, Discord it is. Yep. The visualize, yeah, that's yeah. My you can follow my trades here as well, like on my channel. Every company that I'm talking about, I'm vested in, right? And every so often I'll talk about specific plays that I'm on, right? In strikes and in expiry dates and stuff. But I guess I just told you about RXRX, right? And I think I talk about Arch and how I have cash secure puts, that are in the $7 and $6 area that are expiring in January. That I got over $1 for. So that's kind of one of the ways that you could look at my plays. Beach Boy, yeah, man. Beach Boy Poto, just sell a cash and put on Nala. Make sure you allow for you guys. Yeah, so it's not my Discord link. Um, but I don't know if Beach Boy or Premium of the option want to put a link there for D Visual Arts, or if D Visual Arts you want to give us your email on here. Don't put it all together, but just do like half of it and then half of it, or instead of putting the little at icon or symbol, you put at, so that we know, and then um, we can follow, and then maybe I will send you a little link for that. But yeah, man. So that's what I have. It's been an hour and a half. I honestly wanted to get in here for like an hour, but I get lost in thought and in talking. I really like talking about investing. I like the questions that people have, especially like the brand new people, right? That are they're asking, cash secure puts and how they work and other stuff. The companies, I think that's kind of cool because that's pretty much what we're here for, right? So again, if you guys don't mind looking at my videos and playing them in the background, right? I'm trying to get more traction. Uh, you know, um, if you guys are gonna walk away for like the afternoon or whatever, um, you guys can, click on my videos on your laptops or computers at home. Turn the volume down or mute it, and then just press play like on some long ass 2-hour video that I may have here, and then just so that my time can go up, right, and I can meet a threshold, and then I can get into more screens, because I'm trying to get to the point where um I can get monetized, so I can see at least a couple of dollars for getting on here a few hours a week, and I can justify to the wife, right, why why I'm not talking to the kids when they have a question, or like I'm not playing with them downstairs. But yeah, I do this because I really like it, right? And I this is the type of channel that I wish was out there when I started investing, right? I wish there would have been somebody like me making a video. That's the video that I'm making, is the one that's going to talk about investing in what specific companies that somebody has information on, so that someone could, as a brand new investor, maybe dip their toe in the water, buy a couple of shares and see how it works, and then talk about cash secure puts and cover calls, and rolling over and stuff like that, so that you can make some nice coin as your stock goes up in value, right? So yep. Credit Savage of Wall Street, baby. That's right. Give them nothing, baby. And that's my motto. Give them nothing. Whenever you sell a cash secure put, buy it, sell it for $100, right? Try to get $1 or that more. Try to give them back 10 cents, man. Try to give them back 10 cents, or better yet, let it die worthless. Give them nothing, but take from them everything. I'm the Savage of Wall Street. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next weekend. I'm going to make another video, right? And always be writing. Be the casino. Stop being the gamblers. And let's make some money so that we can, 10 years from now, see how $100,000 turned into $250,000. You probably have a lot more, but I'm just saying, being conservative as possible. If in 10 years you triple your money, that's pretty fucking great. No bank will give you that ever. And we're trying to get people kind of used to the idea of being able to make money and have your money make money for you while you chill, right? You also have to have, some basic knowledge of how the market works, obviously. But it's not rocket science. You just have to be able to do the work. And you also have to be able to say, that you're going to have patience. Know what you have, know what you invested in, right? Have patience. Don't try to time the market. Have more time in the market. And that's what the bottom line is. Anyways, thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I will see you guys next week. And for those on the Discord, shenanigans tomorrow, baby. Let's see what the market gives us, and then let's take all their fucking money and give them nothing. Take it easy, knuckleheads.